Furthermore, he came from Lagos, viewed from southern part of the country. But that is just a little part of him. He is seen as a true patriotic Nigerian and working for the upliftment of Nigeria in particular. No wonder he kept all his own schedules to be here with us. First of all, a very big round for the chairman of this particular occasion, His Excellency, the former Executive Governor of Lagos State, Jagaban Asiwaju Bola Tinibu. And this part are ready to give him a round of welcome in consonance to the mission of the Yoruba people. Even though he's a true Nigerian, he belongs to the Hausa, he belongs to the Yoruba, he belongs to the Igbo, he belongs to the Tibi, he has been ground for Bola Tinibu. Please, where are the Yoruba culture? Please, where are you? Quickly. Before I hand over the mic to the chairman of the occasion, let's hear the welcome by the Yoruba cultural troupe. Please speak. You have only 1 minute to perform. Please. Yes. He is saying you. Please quickly.
Àwa sí báyìí pẹ̀lú ewé tí àwọn Yorùbá ń pè ní ewé àgbàmọ́ròdè. Ẹ̀yin bàbá wa ẹ dàbọ̀ àgbàmáwo bẹ́ẹ̀ ìyá wa àdàbọ̀ àgbàmáwo bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ ẹni kì í burú àgbàmáwo bẹ́ẹ̀ kálé fẹ́ pa o àgbàmáwo bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn ẹ ṣe yìí jẹ́ àgbàmáwo bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ rántí iṣẹ́ àwọn àtàkùnjà nígbà yẹn o àgbàmáwo bẹ́ẹ̀ sẹ́tánì ó sì yí o àgbàmáwo bẹ́ẹ̀.
Thank you.
Bàbá ẹ ti dáwọ́ gbégbé ó ní màmá gbé yín lọ ẹ dáwọ́ tẹ̀tẹ̀ ẹ ti má ti ní ìlú ẹ dáwọ́ àbúlọ̀ lọ ẹ̀rọ ẹ dáwọ́ àbúlọ̀ lọ ẹ̀rọ ẹ dáwọ́ àbúlọ̀ lọ ẹ̀rọ ẹ káàbọ̀ ọ̀nà Yorùbá o. Àjídàrọ́ ẹgbẹ́ o.
Give me the option. Represented by the Chief of Staff, our brother, our friend, Professor Gambari. And the man who carries on. Gambari. The host, the chief host, represented by the Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, Dr. Adisa Balarabe, who's representing Governor Masud El-Rufai. I say thank you very much for being a very able and welcoming chief host since we got here. The guest speaker, Governor Samuel Lannon of Plateau State. Well, I'm anxiously waiting to hear today's consolation. My respect and courtesy to the governors, the Gawa, my royal father, the Vice Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, and the Director of Arewa House, Dr. Ahmadu. All my friends who are here, including the one who arrested rice and will not give me a share of food to eat some of the rice. Was being a good friend and doing a wonderful job for the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, on my entourage is Senator Abu Ibrahim, Chief Akenyedure, Nuri Baju, Alhaji Ibrahim Masari, Malam Bashir Baba, Honorable Abiodun Faleke, and many other members of Nigeria House of Rep, Senators, and others. It is an honor for me to be called upon to share this auspicious occasion. It is a very rare opportunity to stand in this hallowed place where Ahmadu Bello, the late Sardauna of Sokoto, lived. The Sardauna was more than just the premier of northern region. He stood among the founding fathers of our great country. The nation-building contributions made by Sir Ahmadu Bello can never be overstated. The more importantly, they stood never to be forgotten. He labored tirelessly with the great tact and intelligence, working together with other shining lights of history, such as the late sage Papa Obafemi Awolowo and the esteemed Nnamdi Azikiwe. The great Sardauna of Sokoto helped establish Nigeria as one indivisible, independent nation. He was one of the chief architects and builders, laying the foundation for the nation, destined to be the leader of Africa and a model for the black race. It is upon the foundation laid by these extraordinary men that we must continue to build so that Nigeria may achieve its manifest destiny and realize the promise of a greatest too long deferred. Let me at this point commend the organizers of this auspicious event for their consistency and perseverance, holding this lecture series, which over the years has served as a platform to discuss issues of serious national importance. For a nation to know where it is going, it must first of all know where it is coming from. The topic, reduction of cost of governance for inclusive growth and youth development in northern Nigeria in post-COVID-19 era, is more than timely, particularly given the serious security challenges that have become one of the primary causes of despair and frustration among all the Nigerians, young and old alike. That frustration and despair are in large part caused by the chronic poverty and the breakdown of social institutions wrought by such long-standing suffering. In the midst of our local challenges came the COVID-19 pandemic with its debilitating impact on the global and domestic economies. Nigeria, like many other countries, has not been spared the impact of pandemic. Commendably, however, President Ahmadu has been carefully steering the country through the pandemic such that the negative impact on us and the economy has not been as harsh as it must have been. The economy relapsed, though, into recession. It has ended, but we must admit the economy remains anemic and weak. Too much unemployment and resources is still left idle. Cost of governance is always a key factor in socio-economic development of any nation, but it is also one side of that important coin. We must not look at the cost alone. We must weigh the cost against the benefits derived therefrom. For example, one can pay a high cost on a productive enterprise, but reap a higher benefit. Such would be considered a good investment. However, one can pay a low cost but reap no benefit at all in the endeavor. We inherently say it's unproductive. There will be a waste. Thus, we must be careful in what we say and truly mean when we talk of cost of governance. The development of any populous nation has always been dependent on ability of government to allocate sufficient funds to projects and programs that create and encourage enduring growth and employment. We must reject that mode of thinking that assumes government expenditure is inherently unproductive as well as harmful to the overall economy. It is not the fact that government expenditure is intrinsically wrong at any more than one can say that private sector activity is economically positive. Government can be wasteful, yes, or it can be the key component to growth. Just as a private sector, business can function profitably or spend itself into bankruptcy. The issue is not whether government is spending money or not. The real issue is the economic utility and quality of the expenditure. Physical wisdom, but not necessarily austerity, is required for the economy like ours at a time like this to ensure equitable wealth redistribution and meaningful use of resources. The years have shown that the private sector is too weak to support the growth we need. If the private sector could manage this feat, it could have already done so. Where the private sector is too weak or unable, the government must still fill the void. This means government must not be afraid to embark on active physical policy to create jobs, build infrastructure, and develop our industrial sector, as well as continue to improve agriculture. This means governments must spend money, but spend it on those things that bring the requisite economic return for the nation. Here one must make the point clear about the urgency of need to think outside the box in finding solutions to the challenges posed by our unemployed youth. Because of the currency issuing power of the federal government, and I am very glad that the Chief of Staff is here. Our currency issuing power of the federal government is not bound to the balanced budget like individual and the state government. Also, because of this currency power, federal government are not constrained by the federal tax or revenue intake like the states. Just as importantly, what I advocate is not something that can be applied to both the common and unique development challenges of the North or South, so that the nation moves in unison, without any group or region feeling left out or estranged in the national progress. Thus, while state and local government must shape their budget to fit their revenue, federal government can and should spend to create more jobs for the youth in both the North and the South, which is key to eradicating restiveness and sundry criminalities among the youth. Take a look at the world today. Those nations that recovered from COVID-19 recovered quickly from 2009 economic crisis and now from COVID-19 are those nations that most engaged in government stimulus to revive their flagging economies. This was not accident. It is due to purposeful policy and deeper understanding of the nature of money and at the role of the national government in saving flagging economy. Thus, America recently embarked upon $1.9 trillion stimulus to boost the economy. It was not said that the government will erode the but that it will create them. Thus, it will not be so against government spending. If it is for the right purpose, it can do essential things that the private sector cannot. What we should be against is wasteful government spending. We are against that. But the expenditure that will create jobs for our youth and development of our infrastructure is not wasteful. And we can use our currency to do that. Building vital infrastructure such as irrigation, water encatchment system will help agriculture arrest desertification and provide jobs. Only government has the power and resources to call upon such a program. Another readily available area primed for investment in agro-allied industry, which for the northern region is particularly advantageous. Urban population are growing, but urban jobs are not. Here, government must implement a national industrial policy to encourage key industry that can begin to employ this growing urban workforce. Like I said in my recent statement on the present issue of the herder and farmers dispute, we must appreciate that martial security measures alone will not suffice. Problems that are essentially of an economic origin must also have an economic solution. Enhanced security may be the necessary first step, but it cannot be the only step. We cannot resolve this problem by holding on to one-dimensional answers. We must all be dispassionate in our search for solutions. These challenges are multifaceted, and so shall be the solution must be multifaceted. The issue of insecurity, poverty, unemployment, and extremism have many things to do with governance over time. At the bottom, we must tackle our deep, widespread poverty. If we limit our government's role under the erroneous assumption that government spending is intrinsically unproductive, then we together enslave failure. We would do well to move critically ourselves out to study well how other populous nations such as UK, US, Germany, and China charted their course during their formative years. You will see that they did not adhere to small government or purportedly free markets. Government engaged in massive spending on infrastructure and education, while also engaged in policy that protected industrial development and key aspects of agricultural sector. Only when they matured and held their country and take advantage over other nations did UK and US begin to champion free markets and small government. We will do well to understand this history and learn what it means to our own pursuit of development. Permit me to close by thanking our chief host, Kaduna State Government, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, and commend the graciousness and the strong support for his once again. I thank organizers of this auspicious event. I too look forward to the contribution of the day of today's speaker, led by the keynote speaker, His Excellency Governor Simon Bako Lalong, Governor of Plateau State. I am once again indebted to the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and the organizers of the event. I want to announce that I make a token pledge of repairing the library that assisted after Thank you very much. I thank you. I'm waiting to learn more from the guest lecturers. Thank you.
Please, another big round of applause to Jagaban Asiwaju Bola Tinibu. I've said it, he is for everywhere in Nigeria, and he has proven that even here he's going to take responsibility towards the library.